So here's our stamp out of Costa Rica, and here's our 90 days in Nicaragua. 90 more days. That was the process. Went over to Liberia, Costa Rica, had some Taco Bell, had some coffee, dipped into the restroom, whatnot. I changed my clothes because I'm sweaty as hell. I'm sweaty again. And then we came back. There was a lot of people on the buses. It clearly was a lot of migrant workers crossing over into Costa Rica because they exploit migrant workers the same way the United States does with people south of the border, with Mexicans, Guatemalans, Salvadorans, others. Same shit's going on in Costa Rica. And a lot of those dudes were taking the legal crossing, which I showed. It's good to know that exists. Anyway, so this whole process took up an entire day. Now, if I have some tips, for sure, make sure you have money on you. Mainly US dollars. They charge you $1 municipality fee going and coming. Costa Rica charges you money to exit. Nicaragua charges you money to enter. And they want exact change. They also take cordovas and they take colones in Costa Rica. But if you don't have exact change, they're not going to give you change. And then in Costa Rica, when you're exiting, the woman wouldn't take her money. There was two shady women outside that said they would do it. I don't know though. I didn't know like they worked for the government or not. Normally when I take Tica Bus or Nica Expresso, they have collected the money for us and done it for us. So this was the first time in a very long time I've done the border crossing on my own. It's been like, let's see, 14 years since we've done it. So I haven't done it like piecing the buses together on our own in 14 years. We've been taking the big bus lines, like I said, Tica Bus, Transportes del Sol, Nica Expresso, and normally the agents on there, the helpers, the ayudantes, they'll collect your money, collect your passports, get off. All you got to do is come out and get your passport stamped. They ask you a few questions, you get back on. So if you're intimidated by this entire thing, I highly recommend you do it with one of the big bus companies. It's air conditioned when it works. They have restrooms on board. Some of them feed you or they'll stop at a spot to eat. And they basically handle everything. And since you're traveling with a bunch of tourists, they hurl you all off at one time like sheep, and then you guys get back on like sheep. But it's painless. It's as painless as it can be. However, it's expensive. Now to some people, $70 one way for two people might not be a lot. So for my wife and I, we're dropping like 120, but since we're trying to live here and we're doing border runs, that 120 can add up really quickly. Whereas doing it yourself, you're gonna cut that cost in half. So for example, if we would have taken the bus back from Liberia to Managua, it would have been 60 bucks for both of us. Right now we can make it all the way back to Leon for 30. So you save some money and it's a nice experience. So like I said, bring singles, bring water. Even though they do sell water all along the way, you're doing a lot of walking, like we're about to walk back from the actual border terminal to the bus terminal to head back to Granada, because I don't think we're gonna make it to Leon tonight. It's already like 4 o'clock and the last shuttle expresso bus I believe stops running at 5 or 6. I'm just not willing to chance it. So it's either gonna have to spend the night in Granada or Managua, but I'd rather just do it in Granada because you get there first. It's from Granada to Managua, that's like another 90 minutes. And we're heading into that traffic jam time now, so I don't want to get caught up in that. That's another thing too. You have to have patience. So have singles, have exact change, have lots of patience, because you never know what's gonna happen. Like on the way here, the bus almost broke down between Rivas, La Virgen, and here, Peñas Blancas. He was driving and I started hearing some weird noise and something popped. Yeah, he was able to fix it, but if he wasn't, we would have been stuck on the side of the road, and who knows how long that would have taken. And we've had shit like that happen to us. All these trucks you see behind me, the last time we flew into Costa Rica and came over here to Nicaragua and we were crossing back over, we had gotten robbed on that trip, and my wife had gotten her chain snatched. We'd also gotten her bag stolen in Costa Rica. So we're heading back It was a hell of a trip. The trip was good, but we had some fucked up shit happen to us. So we didn't have a lot of money because we had to repurchase everything that got stolen from our bag. So we had just enough money to make it to the airport. We bought some fried chicken that should have held us until we got to San Jose to the airport. And we're good, we're making good time. And right when we were gonna cross, like about 30 minutes out, we ran into a bunch of trucks and there was some kind of protest. Anyway, we missed our plane. Our plane left at like 8 at night because it takes 5 hours to get from here to San Jose. If traffic is good. That's on a good day. And so as the hours went by, these trucks aren't moving, and the protesters were demanding that the mayor of San Jose, no, the president, he wasn't even the mayor, the president of the country come down and speak to them. What president of what country do you know is gonna ever come speak to you? Once they said that, I'm like, man, we're not gonna fucking catch our flight. But I'm gonna do another video on that, speak on that. But anyway, we missed our fucking flight. So shit happens, so have patience. Have exact change, have patience, have some water, and have your story straight, because especially if you're, you know, living in Nicaragua or living in Costa Rica and you're doing the border runs, you're gonna have to tell them where you're gonna stay, and then entering Costa Rica, they're gonna ask you for a plane ticket out of the country, because they know what's going on. Everybody here knows what's going on when it comes to everything, but they're all playing fucking games, just like in the United States and Mexico. You're crossing, they want you to have all these proper stamps, exit stamps, entrance stamps, but you look over and you see a bunch of dudes crossing illegally. It's a game. Anyway, that's a whole nother rant. Make sure you have a plane ticket that proves you're gonna leave Costa Rica. There's ways to prove that without actually having a plane ticket. I'll let you guys use your imagination on that, but you know, just know they're gonna ask you. Now, some people have said they don't ask. I've been asked every time. And it's ironic because we had the same immigration agent we had coming in. And she remembered us, and I remembered her. My wife remembered her. The process, I wouldn't say it's hard. It's tedious. So it's not hard, it's just tedious. You take the bus to this point, you get off, you get on the next bus. It might be packed and you're gonna have to stand. Again, there's that patience thing. And it's just a lot of like, off and on, off and on. You go through this thing, you get an exit stamp. You go into this one, you get an entrance stamp. They ask you the same fucking questions. How long are you gonna stay here? Where are you staying? Where are you going? What do you do for work? That's basically what the process was from Los Angeles all the way down here. It's just riding the buses, taking it as it comes. You get stamped out, you get stamped in. You get stamped out, you get stamped in. After a while, this shit just becomes tedious. You get to look out the window and see some cool shit. But after a while, it all starts to look the same. All the people start to look the same. All the border agents start to look the same. But it saves you money. If you're gonna be staying here legally as a perpetual tourist, you're still bound by the rules of a visitor, because that's what you are. If you're doing that, you're gonna have to make border runs. Walk over now and catch the bus. I'm done filming for the day because basically the process is just what I did going, just in reverse. So I'm gonna be the backwards man.
Backwards man, the backwards man. Backwards man, the backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I can walk backwards fast as you can.
I'm gonna rewind. Having fun?
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of
Plenty of
sun.
it.
Yeah, we got a lot of sun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sun and a lot of fun.
So you have a hat, or umbrella,
Yeah.
and make sure you eat anywhere you can.
Yeah, make sure you eat
and
wherever
go to the
you can.
bathroom whenever
Yes,
you can.
take those bathroom breaks. And yeah, that's one thing we fucked up on. We normally bring umbrellas with us, but we didn't this time, and I regretted that. It wasn't raining or nothing, and that could have happened because that happens too. But we're in the dry season right now, so the sun though, the fucking sun, man, and you're walking for like half a mile between each border point. All right, let's get the fuck out of here and try to get this bus to Granada. I'm hoping they have a direct bus from the border to Granada, but being our luck, we're gonna have to go to Rivas, and then from Rivas to Granada.
Granada.
All right, folks. So we made it to Oasis. It's 8:20, and we finally made it back from Liberia. So we just came from Peñas Blancas. The bus dropped us off at like 8, and then we took the tuk-tuk here to the hostel. We came from Guanacaste, Costa Rica, province.
Right.
And we got dropped off on the side of the in Palme, the like side of the road, the roundabout called Guanacaste. Anyhow, let's go up in here now and check in.